It was a cold December evening at Citi Field, and David Stearns sat alone in his office, smiling at a spreadsheet labeled Cost Savings 2026. By letting Pete Alonso walk, we're saving millions of dollars, he said gleefully. Beautiful. Simply beautiful. Then a nervous intern entered. Mr. Stearns, sir, the fans are burning Pete Alonso jerseys outside. Stearns didn't look up and he said, excellent. Jersey sales are going to spike. Hey, have we trademarked Polar Bear Farewell Collection yet? Brandon Nemo, all the callers on WFAN hate this trade. Nemo, Stearns' voice turned quite cold. The man who smiles too much? He's too happy. He's too homegrown. He's too beloved. It's disgusting. And the fans, they're very upset about Edwin Diaz, the intern proclaimed. Who cares? Best reliever, come on. Relievers are just volatile assets that depreciate faster than a Hyundai. I can replace him with 3 guys named Kyle who throw 94 miles an hour and have a 4.5 ERA. It's science. But sir, the chemistry between Lindor and Soto. Chemistry, Stearns said. Chemistry gets you our participation trophy, and I came from Milwaukee to maximize WAR and dollars spent. The intern then left, and then the lights flickered. Suddenly, a ghost figure appeared, wrapped in chains made of old World Series tickets. David Stearns jumped. Who are you? He proclaimed. I am the ghost of GM's past. I am Brodie Van Wagenen. Tonight, you'll be visited by 3 ghosts. Listen to them, or you'll end up like me. Well, Stearns scoffed and said, oh, great, you're the guy who traded our entire farm system for Robinson Cano, and I'm supposed to listen to you? Mock me all you want. Brodie's chains continued to rattle. But at least I tried to win. You're just trying to save money and looking at algorithms in a spreadsheet. The ghost disappeared in a puff of orange and blue smoke. Stearns shook his head and just said, I guess it was bad sushi from DoorDash. Then the clock struck midnight. The lights went out. A brilliant orange glow filled the room, and the ghost of Tom Seaver appeared, wearing his classic Mets uniform. David Stearns. Is that you, Tom Terrific? That's right. Take my hand. Suddenly, they stood in Shea Stadium, 1969. The Miracle Mets were celebrating and spraying champagne. Longtime Mets announcer Lindsey Nelson being hugged by catcher Jerry Grody. The 69 Mets, said Stearns, I see inefficient roster construction, multiple players over 30, and questionable defensive metrics. You see nothing, said the ghost of Seaver. Look at Jerry Koosman, Cleon Jones, Tommy Agee. These men were brothers. That's what won us 100 games. Well, the scene shifted, and now they watched the 1986 Mets celebrate a World Series. Look at them, said Seaver. Darryl Strawberry, Dwight Gooden, homegrown stars. Gary Carter and Keith Hernandez, leaders who made everyone better. You think analytics would have predicted Mookie Wilson's ground ball? Do you think a spreadsheet would have told you that Ray Knight's fire would spark a championship? these are emotional arguments, Stearns protested. Baseball is emotion, said Seaver. It's Pete Alonso crushing a home run and the crowd going crazy. It's Brandon Nimmo smiling because he loves the game and because he loves this city. And it's Edwin Diaz walking to the mound with narco blasting. That's what fans pay for, not your cost-benefit analysis crap. Well, they returned to the office, and Seaver faded. Remember what made us great, David. Remember before it's too late. And then he was gone. Stearns sat in darkness, and then, boom! A massive figure appeared in orange and blue, laughing like thunder. I am the ghost of Mets present. Who? What? Said Stearns. Come see what's happening right now. They appeared outside Citi Field. Dejected fans walked past. One father told his son, hey, you know, Pete Alonso grew up a Mets fan. He wanted to stay, but Stearns let him go. The boy's face fell. But Dad, Pete's my favorite player. I know, buddy. I know. Then they moved to the clubhouse. Francisco Lindor sat alone, no longer smiling. Where's the joy? Lindor whimpered. Nimmo made me laugh. Pete made me believe. And Edwin made me feel like we could win any game. Now, it's just a business. Juan Soto sat in another corner, isolated from the rest. You know, I signed here because Cohen said we'd win. He was muttering. But they're tearing apart the team. Why did I leave the Yankees for this? The ghost boomed. You see? You're destroying the soul of this team. Chemistry isn't a weakness. It's your strength. Stearns looked dejected and said, but the money, the analytics, they say Steve Cohen has unlimited money. You're not the Rays. You're not Oakland. You are the New York Mets, owned by a man with billions of dollars, and you're pinching pennies like you're shopping at a clearance sale. And there are some things that don't fit on a spreadsheet. But market inefficiencies. The only inefficiency is you. Look at what you've done. Then the ghost vanished. There was silence. And then a cold wind blew in from Queens Boulevard. A dark figure appeared, faceless and terrifying. This was the ghost of Mets' future. They stood in Citi Field, but it was empty, eerily quiet. A for sale sign hung up in the entrance. What's this? Stearns said. They floated onto the field. The Mets were losing 12-2 to the Nationals. The stands were nearly empty. After you dismantled the team, the ghost said, the Mets collapsed. Lindor demanded a trade. Soto left. The fans stopped coming. Cohen, heartbroken, sold the team. And then they moved to Nashville. No, Stearns cried, no. Then they moved through time once again. A little league in Kew Gardens. A father and son walked past a Mets poster. Dad, what are the Mets? Oh, they used to be a baseball team, son, before a man named David Stearns destroyed them. They don't exist anymore? No. They lost their soul, and when that happened, they lost everything. Stearns then fell to his knees. "Please, I'll change. Please, I'll change," he said. Stearns woke up in his office, gasping for air. Sunlight streamed through the window of his office. He was alive. He shouted, "I'm alive, and it's not too late." And he grabbed the phone. His hands were shaking, and he started dialing, and then he froze. Wait, Pete's already in Baltimore. Edwin's on the Dodgers. And Brandon's been traded. Then he slumped in his chair and said, "I'm too late. I've already destroyed everything." Then his eyes widened. Then he grabbed his phone again, called Steve Cohen and said, Steve, I need you to do something insane." "What do you mean?" said Steve. "How insane?" Stearns replied, "I need you to buy 3 baseball teams. Yes, the Orioles, the Dodgers, and whoever has Nimmo. The entire franchise, Steve, all of them." "What? You'll do it? You'll spend over $20 billion to fix my mistakes?" "Steve, you're not just a billionaire, you're a saint, you're a genius. Thank you so much, Steve. You're the greatest owner in sports history." Then the intern, named Rob Houtman, burst into the room and said, "Mr. Stearns, did you just ask Mr. Cohen?" "Yes, he's buying the Dodgers, the Orioles, and one more team. Now get me Rob Manfred." He dialed frantically. "Rob, David Stearns here. Listen, Cohen's buying 3 teams. Cash offers. What do you mean unprecedented? No, my intern Rob Houtman said he found a loophole in the MLB franchise agreements that says he can actually do this. The man has billions of dollars. Thank you." Well, Stearns was running around the office now, calculator flying into the trash. "Now get me the Dodgers front office. Tell them Steve Cohen is their new owner, and we're trading Edwin Diaz back to the Mets for a bag of baseballs and a Knish. Call Baltimore. Pete Alonso is coming home. Cohen owns them now. The trade is Pete Alonso for nothing. Wait a second. I hear their GM, Mike Elias, rides a Honda motorcycle. Tell him I'll get him a guest spot on the #1 motorcycle safety podcast called Arrive Alive. That'll make him happy. And Brandon Nimmo, now, whoever has him, tell him that Cohen just bought their team and get him and his smile on the next flight to LaGuardia." Well, he rushed to the window overlooking Queens Boulevard outside, and dejected fans walked by. "Hey, New York, Steve Cohen just bought the Dodgers, the Orioles, and one more team. Pete Alonso is coming home. Edwin Diaz is coming home. Brandon Nimmo is coming home." The fans froze. Then one yelled, "Wait, what? Cohen owns half the league now, and they're all coming back, and we're also bringing back Buck Showalter." The crowd erupted. "Let's go Mets! Let's go Mets!" They kept on chanting. Stearns threw his calculator to the trash and said, "From now on, I calculate with my heart and with them," as he pointed to the fans. And then Stearns looked at a photo of the 2024 Mets and said, "I'm sorry I almost ruined you. We're going to build something great. We're going to build something with heart and with soul. Something Tom Seaver would be proud of. Something worthy of all of you." Outside, the chanting grew louder. "Let's go Mets! Let's go Mets! Let's go Mets!" And so, in the most unprecedented move in sports history, Steve Cohen bought the Los Angeles Dodgers, the Baltimore Orioles, and one more franchise, spending over $20 billion to correct his general manager's mistakes. For every GM who's forgotten what makes baseball magical, may you be visited by 3 ghosts before it's too late. And may you have an owner crazy enough and rich enough to buy half the league to fix your mistakes. God bless us all, except the Phillies. The end.